This is the most rewarding Bible study technique there is. Just ask questions about what you're reading, and you will have deeper understanding. Jesus in Matthew 10:25, he says, "It is enough for the disciple to be like his teacher." I might want to know the context. What is surrounding this specific statement he's making? Well, Jesus is sending his 12 out, and he's talking about future persecution against their mission. There'll be violence and aggression, and people won't always be receptive. And he's talking about how the disciples will be like their master or teacher, servants like their master, in the sense that, well, if they've accused the master of the house, Jesus, and called him Beelzebul, what do you think they're going to do to those of his household, right? So I might want to know, who is Beelzebul? What was the understanding of that? Why does Jesus refer to himself as the master of the house? In that culture, what would that role have been? What would that have looked like? And he says, how much more will they malign? What does it mean to malign? I might not know what that word means. Those of his household, right? Is this limited just to the apostles or all of Jesus's people? Well, Jesus goes on in verse 26 and he says, hey, have no fear of them. So have no fear. It's almost like now that you have the right expectations, you should understand there's no real reason to fear them because it's just going to happen. For nothing is covered that will not be revealed. Now this seems very cryptic, right? What is it specifically Jesus is referring to that's covered? And why is it helpful to know that whatever's covered will be revealed? How does that help them not have fear? How is that a comforting, kind of hopeful expectation, right? And what does it mean for something to be revealed? When will that happen? Well, Jesus continues. He says it in a different way this time. Nothing is hidden that will not be known. Okay, same idea. What's covered is what's hidden. What's revealed is what's made known. So how does that give me comfort as an apostle when I'm going into persecution like sheep among wolves? He says, what I tell you in the dark, say in the light. Okay, so that's at least what he's referring to when he says what's covered or what's hidden is what he's telling them privately. He's saying, say it in the light, make it known, right? Reveal it. And what you hear whispered, right? What's hidden or covered, proclaim on the housetops in this very public way where it's being known or revealed. And don't fear those who kill the body. And I go, whoa, hold on. People are going to kill me? Why does Jesus feel the need to tell his disciples right now that they shouldn't fear those who can kill the body, but can't kill the soul? And in that culture, in their theological framework and understanding, what was their idea of a soul? And how is it different than the body, right? Just questions to consider. And now we'll jump back into verse 28 in the next Bible study.